it loud. 'Cause when the music starts bumping, the whole place will be jumping. It's my scene, my scene. You know what I mean. It's my scene, you know what
Whatever. Hi, Chloe. What are you doing? None of your business, peasant. All right, that's it. Chloe, I swear to God, I will literally throw you down the stairs! Who are you talking to? Who does it look like? When are you gonna get through your bleach fried head that literally no one likes you? And I swear if you talk about, I was Queen Bee for the 100th time, cause even Ladybug doesn't like you because, where's your miraculous now? If you don't stop saying these mean things, I'm gonna call my dad and get you expelled. And if you don't stop calling my friends peasants, I'm gonna call my fist to your face. Now go away and shut up!
Hold on, I'm trying to start a video and I don't even have the outline up. Girl, we starting off bad already. We starting off so bad. Hey y'all, it's Harriyanna and I'm back with another video. If you're new, hello, my name is Harriyanna and welcome back to The Pirate Ship, also known as Harry Hook's Pirate Ship. Remember that I am the captain, you are not my first mate. I don't got no first mate. Nobody's worthy of being the first mate. Hello, if you're new, you've never seen me before, I'm a hot mess, okay? Just be aware of that. But my name is Harriyanna and I like to make content based off nostalgia and family and children's entertainment and all the issues that I find within those spaces. Now, before we go any deeper, I'm just gonna post a quick disclaimer, and I bet you somebody in the comment section is still gonna ask this question. Okay, I know Disney released Spin. I watched Spin. I gave it 5 stars on Letterboxd. Follow me on Letterboxd, by the way, at Harriyanna. Give me some time to put the video together, okay? I'm not in a rush to put out content anymore, so I can be like the first one. I'm most likely still gonna be the first one to put out a Spin video because a lot of people do not watch it. I am gonna make a video about Spin, okay? Calm down. Do not bombard my comments asking me to make a video about Spin. Do not bombard me on other social media asking me to talk about Spin. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. This was something I've always wanted to talk about anyway. As soon as I found out about it, it met my expectations. So yes, I am gonna talk about Spin, okay? But now we need to get back on subject to what today's subject matter is. Here I am gonna be continuing my Token Black Girl series that I started last February and kind of fell off of. Girl, what you mean kind of fell off of? You only got one video. Anyway, we are here to talk more about our Token Black Girl series. I will be putting all these videos in the playlist as more of them come out. Today, we are going to be discussing Alya from Miraculous Ladybug because I have a lot of freaking concerns. Alya's character really worries me a lot, okay? And this video is extremely long overdue because I've been wanting to express my feelings on Alya's character for a while, but I was just like kind of over people telling me it ain't that deep, it's not that serious, it's a kid's show, it shouldn't be taken seriously. And I'm like, shut up. Shut up. Kids media needs to be taken as seriously as adult media, okay? That's why it has so many problems, okay? So just shut up, just freaking shut up. And if you don't like me, don't freaking watch me. You can simply just look the other way. Like, seriously, just ignore me if what I do bothers you. You can simply unfollow, you can simply block me, you can simply go walk the plank over there. Just get, nah. And also, if any of you guys are wondering where I got this hoodie from, it's cropped, by the way. It's from finegirl.net. I will put the link to it down below. Because a lot of y'all ask me where I get my hoodies and stuff from. So, we are here to discuss my second favorite pastime today, which is Miraculous Ladybug. Everyone knows what my first favorite pastime is. If you know what Harriyanna's first favorite pastime is, comment it down below for the algorithm. We gotta do the algorithm justice because every time I get close to hitting a new milestone, YouTube want to slow down my subs. I don't appreciate that. I don't appreciate that. I love wasting my time being fixated on Miraculous Ladybug like I do, you know, the other thing that I'm not gonna say that y'all have to comment down below. I waste so much of my time looking at fan art, rewatching the Miraculous Office, AU, reading Gabe Nat fan fiction smut. I really just threw my business out there like that. I really just threw my business out there like that. But yeah, we're here to talk about one aspect of the series that bothers me a lot of aspects of this series bother me. I already have videos about it in the past, but this one in particular, we're going to be talking more about race here, and we are going to be talking about Alya. Now, don't get me wrong, I really do like Alya. I really do enjoy her character. I think what she brings to the show is great, okay? I love how she's not like the overly sassy black girl of the series, and mainly that's because a lot of the kids are very sassy in the show, so she's not the only one that's sassy though, so that doesn't really bother me for the most part. I think Alya is good black girl representation, because we're gonna get there. We are going to get there in a minute, okay? Because I have so many issues with her, and it's very worrisome to a certain extent. I have no idea what's going to happen with her character at this point, because her character was just always very worrisome for me in the beginning of the series when I began watching it when I was in high school. So her character is very concerning. Like, Alya, like I said, I'm not here to talk shit about her, even though she does annoy me from time to time. But the show's about freaking children. All the children in the show annoy me at some damn time. Kids are annoying, okay? When I was the age that all the kids were in the show, I was annoying as hell also, okay? So, before we get into detail, I just want you guys to just take a look at Alya.
Me? Help you superheroes? You bet I am. Just wait till I tell Marinette about this. Hold on now. This has to be a secret.
I want y'all to just look at her in that last clip. You may need to rewind it. Just take a good look at her so you just keep in mind what she looks like throughout this entire video, because I know a lot of people don't watch the stuff. They don't watch the stuff I'm talking about, so they're just not familiar. And I remember somebody earlier tried to tell me that Alya was not black, but she is a person of color, and they are partially incorrect. But we will get to that. We will get to that later. So, shows that mainly focus on white people, and before y'all come for me, before y'all try to come for me saying Marinette is Asian, okay? Most of the people in this damn show are white. Most of the people in Miraculous Ladybug are white people, okay? And like, as I was saying, shows that mainly focus on white people of color, very strange. See, y'all get where I went. They write Marinette very strange. Especially the black girls, because they do write Alya very strange too. The main point that I'm just trying to get across is that Alya is not only the token black kid, she's the token black girl. There's two token black kids. Her boyfriend, Nino. What a surprise. Shows always like to do that. That's just something I've noticed when it's only two black kids in the series, like one black boy and one black girl, they'll put them together. Has anybody else noticed that? Comment down below if you've noticed that. But she's the token black girl of the series, and I'm all here for black love and whatnot, but it is very off-putting when the black love is just the only two black characters in the program. So anyway, so Alya is the token black girl of Miraculous Ladybug, but not only that, she is also a mammy. She is also the mammy of Miraculous Ladybug. Like, not only is she Marinette's mammy, she's kind of the rest of the class's mammy too, as she kind of keeps everything together in a sense. So let's go back to slavery, okay? Slavery always tends to come up in a lot of my videos, because a lot of y'all don't really seem to realize that slavery has taken a toll on all of us to this day, especially in the film industry. Go look up A Birth of a Nation. Go look up The Birth of a Nation. And if you don't know what a mammy is, a mammy basically was a woman, a black woman who took care of white people and their families. Most of the time, they really just took care of white people's children. Mammies are black women who take care of their slave masters' family and kids. They take care of white kids specifically, okay? Now, in film and television, mammies were seen on screen. Like, mammies are not always... Mammies were seen on screen. And we still see a new version of the mammy nowadays. They look different, but it's still a mammy. It's still a bit of a problem, okay? It happens so often with other like non-black people of color too, because I noticed that they think they could get around the mammy thing if they're mammying a kid that is a non-black person, or an adult that is a non-black person of color. That is just something big that I noticed. So it looks different now than it did in the past, which is why people don't really bat an eye at it, because they don't really notice it unless they're really paying attention to studying media. So here's a clip of what mammies were in the past.
I got to take down the judge's clothes. Got to take 'em in the house. Yes, Lord. Got to get out that old ironing board. Fix 'em up for the judge to wear.
When this film was released in 1934, the black mammy had become such a staple figure in portraits of the Old South, it was hard to imagine a Southern home without her.
Praise the Lord, Mr. Room. Is you ahead or is you in? Hi, Delcy. How come you here?
Like the Happy Sambo, the mammy emerged as a defense of slavery.
Now here's a clip of what mammies are in the present.
Can't give up music. Your music's like a gift, so that would be a tragedy. So you're basically like canceling Christmas, and I love Christmas.
Flynn.
When we were 6, we promised to be in a band together. Double trouble.
I never agreed to that name.
That laptop has the only copy of my speech on it. It is staying where I can see it. Maybe I can still break them up before the wedding. Sit down. 5 hours from now, my life is gonna change forever, and I don't want you messing with it. So just hitch your caboose to the Susie Express and ride your way to an easy A.
About time. Should have done that after they posted the cast list.
No, I didn't tell him off to make him quit.
Sure you did.
I should have just minded my own business. I just...
Can I ask you a question? Do you want to be with EJ or not?
Why would you even ask me that?
Because newsflash, your boy just booked leading man. And what you should be doing right now is a cartwheel.
They make me dizzy. Yes, of course I want to be with EJ. I'm totally over Ricky.
We always see modern day mammies here in children's television, when just television in general, but in children's television it seems a bit worse, because I notice when it comes to children's television they have a bit of trouble telling stories of children of color when they're in white spaces. That's just something extremely interesting that I've noticed. And when I say white spaces, I just mean spaces where they're not mainly around black people. They could be around other people of color, but black people specifically. So a few good other examples that I didn't name were number 5's dynamic with number 1 in Codename Kids Next Door. I don't care what nobody says. Number 5 and number 1 were in love. You cannot convince me that they weren't, because they were. They freaking were, okay? And another great example would have to be Teddy and Ivy's dynamic from Good Luck Charlie. That's basically what mammy is. I hope you guys took something away from that. So now we need to go on to the elephant in the room regarding Alya's skin tone, regarding Alya's appearance, okay? Like, when I first started watching Miraculous Ladybug in high school, I was extremely confused when I saw her, because I was like, is she supposed to be the black girl of the show? Is she really supposed to be the black girl of the show? You guys need a refresher of what Alya looks like. This is what she looks like.
We're waiting for it to get dark. It's the World Cup fireworks show tonight, remember?
I was like, that girl's supposed to be black? I could barely tell. She's racially ambiguous. Like, I could tell Alya wasn't white, but I couldn't tell. I legit could not tell. And I was like, oh, she's the black girl of the show. She's the black girl of the show. And this is weird, because this is the black girl representation that we get. I'm going to come back to that point in a second, okay? Like I said, I really couldn't tell what she was. She wasn't white. She's just very racially ambiguous. Alya is the closest thing that we get to a black girl in the show. I don't count that girl from the New York special, because she turned out to be a damn robot. I did not realize that's actually kind of racist. We finally get a dark-skinned, coily hair black girl, curly hair black girl too, and she was a damn robot. That's actually kind of racist. That's actually very kind of racist. And it's also really kind of weird that she was built by a white woman. It was one thing if her builder was black, or at least a light-skinned black person, or at least a biracial person. The lady was white, so it's very off-putting. Anyway, like I said, the New York special was a whole freaking mess. Like I said, she's the closest thing we get to black girl representation, and she's not even all black. Alya's not even all black. I don't know if any of y'all understood that, Her daddy is not black, y'all. That man is not black. He may not be white, but that man's not black, okay? And somebody tried to tell me that Alya was not black. She was just technically a person of color. And I need a lot of y'all to start using Google, please. Google is right there. And also, not only is it right there, it's also extremely free. If you Google the name of the country that Alya comes from with her family, you would see that country mainly consists of black people. Black people exist outside of America, Canada, and Africa. Black people live in France, y'all. Please understand that. I'm really, a lot of y'all must have failed geography class. That's just really what I'm getting at this point. That's really just what I am getting at this point. Like I said, Alya, her mom's black. Okay, her older sister looks blacker than her. That's just one thing I've noticed. And her little sisters look blacker than her either.
Hey, Nora, is your match over already?
First round, total knockout. As usual.
Gotta get going, before I transform back.
And what do you know? They're not even main characters of the series. And you know the worst thing about this all when it comes to Alya? Alya's not even voiced by a black woman. She's not voiced by a black person at all. Like, I remember I was upset because I realized that Cree Summer did the voice of all the black girls growing up, like in the 2000s and the 90s when it comes to like children animation. It bothered me how Cree Summer voiced all the black girls, but at least we had a black person voicing the black girls. At least we had that. With Miraculous Ladybug, we really don't even have black representation like that because her voice actor's not black. That woman is white. Go look it up. That woman is extremely white. Alya, like many other black girls in children's television shows, are like written to be like a leader. They're written to be strong and the one that technically always has it pulled together. And yes, we have seen Alya break down from time to time, like, you know, her becoming akumatized and things like that, but that's kind of like the plot of the series. Everyone gets akumatized. It would bother me if Alya wasn't the one that got akumatized, and she be getting akumatized over the littlest stuff too. Anyway, Alya is the kid that kind of just has everything together. As you know, she runs the blog. She's basically there all the time for Marinette and her problems, okay? Alya's character worries me so much because white people, it shows that white people still don't know how to write black girls properly. They just don't know how to write black children in general because the way they write Nino sometimes is extremely off-putting too. Like, it's just kind of like they sometimes don't know what to do with these characters, and then sometimes they're just kind of, okay, we see how black kids act in other shows, let's just try to copy that too. And Alya's character being like this is a result of there not being enough black people behind the scenes of just the entertainment industry in general, specifically animation. And before I looked up the crew, I looked up the cast of Miraculous Ladybug. It is mostly white. It is mostly white people. And that's not really an issue. It is an issue. We need to have more diversity behind the camera too. But like I said earlier, black people live in France. Black people live in France. Not just light-skinned black people. Dark-skinned black people. A lot of black people live in France. The reason we need more black people and just people of color in general behind the scenes is because white people don't know what to do with black characters a lot of time, let alone black children. Because sometimes the way Alya acts, she doesn't even really act like a child. Sometimes she acts like an adult. Like, why is she acting like Marinette's mother a lot when she literally is about the same age as Marinette? She's literally in her class as her. They write black children to be a bit older than their peers, which goes to show y'all just don't know how to write black kids. They either give them too much or not enough. And when I mean by not enough, I remember Tarani from Witch. I spoke about this in my Witch video. The link should be down below if you guys would like to see what I said about Tarani. she just didn't do much of anything. She was just there in season 1, and in season 2 she just kind of had like this kind of dull subplot about her getting a boyfriend. They just did not know what to do with Serani. And then sometimes they just don't do much of anything with them coming in and out and in and out and in and out. Like, they literally use the way black girls are portrayed in white shows and movies as references when they are creating their own black girls in their programs. Which is a really big problem, because this is like everything that I've gotten when it comes to black girls in animation specifically. They make her super duper strong. They make her take care of everybody. They make her extremely sassy. But like I said here, it didn't bother me with Ollie being sassy because she wasn't the only one sassy. And like I said, in animation, her skin tone's always changing. Her skin tone changes way too much for my liking, okay? The animation team really needs to do better about being consistent about Alya's skin tone, because it's actually very bothersome. It's actually very bothersome. Y'all think that we don't notice that Alya is darker one minute and lighter than the other because they don't care to keep her skin tone consistent. It really just bothers me how they can't even bother to keep that right. And then another thing that really bothers me with Alya's character design, not only them just switching her skin tone, she doesn't have kinky coily hair. She does not. She has straight hair. It has a bit of texture to it, but that's another reason why it was just so hard for me and many other people to figure out that she's black. So we already have that. Her hair looks, I don't know. They change her skin tone all the time. And if you notice that when she gets into her akumatized form or when she gets in her hero form, she's slimmer. Like, black girls, we are known to have curves on our body. And I am glad that we did have that representation for Alya, how she did have curves on her body. Not all black girls have curves on their body, because I don't have them. But I'm glad that she did. And they get rid of her curves. She still has a little hourglass curve there, but she's not as thick as she is when she's in her superhero form. So that's honestly very suspicious. Like, Alya's skin tone changing, I'm sorry, it reminds me a lot of Sasha from Bratz. I'm probably going to put in the Bratz clip right now when Sasha's skin tone kept changing. I'm going to mute the song because I don't want to get copyrighted. So.
Show my get inside, let me bounce straight now. Baby, don't you know? Meet me at the crib tonight. Meet me at the crib tonight. I need a satisfaction. I'm about to provide. Show my get inside, let me bounce straight now. No, you can't hide. I won't let this go. If I could, but what we have is good.
And Susie from All Grown Up was also darker in Rugrats. Like, they changed her skin color when she got into All Grown Up. So animation has a big issue when it comes to always changing their black characters' skin tone. So moving on.
Josie and the Pussycats, long tails and ears for hats, guitars and sharps and flats, neat, sweet, a groovy song. You're invited, come along. Hurry, hurry, see all the treasure, or maybe pants. We could be in.
I'm gonna need white writers to take a look at black characters when the stories are written by black people and that focus on black people, or focus on stories that are written by white people that do the black characters justice, because it's honestly such a big difference. Stop looking at how these characters are portrayed in white spaces and look more how they are portrayed within their own kind. Because as somebody that mainly grew up around black people my whole life, I didn't really get around white people until I got into the workspace until I was 18 years old, and I pretty much act the same around them as I do them, okay? I'm pretty much the same when I'm around them. So representation may not be all that great now, but it's a lot better than what it used to be. It's a lot better than what it used to be. We have more people of color in the writer's room. Still not that many, but we're gonna start. We're getting there, and we're getting there with better representation in the writer's room. writing for characters of color. Please use these things as references when you have trouble creating your own black characters, or just hire black people to write them, okay? So, and also don't use Kenya Barris you're gonna use on black creators. Please don't use Kenya Barris. Y'all knew Kenya Barris slander was gonna come in here at some point. Y'all already knew. So moving on to closing thoughts. Okay, my final thoughts about Alya's character is that while she does worry me a bit, as you can tell, it's like they're trying hard not to make her a horrible character, but then at the same time, they're kind of struggling with what to do with her because they technically just don't know how to write a black girl. She worries me because I don't feel like she's a bad character. She's honestly very likable. She's one of the more likable students of the group in the show, but we can't ignore the fact that like her and her boyfriend are the token black kid, like I mentioned earlier. Okay, somebody made a comparison about how it's kind of like High School Musical with like Troy and Gabriella. As you know, Vanessa Hudgens is half Asian, and you know Troy was white, and then Alya is Taylor, and then Nino is Chad. She is very likable. We can't ignore the fact that her and her boyfriend are the token black kids of the show. And it feels like sometimes they just have Alya in the story to say that we have diversity. And when I mean diversity, I mean somebody of darker complexion. As we do have Marinette, but Marinette is very pale. Alya is light skinned. She's sometimes the darkest person in the room. That's not a good thing. That is not a good thing, okay? And y'all know, this is like before Kagami came into the story. So I'm really just referring to like season 1 and season 2, Miraculous, and then Kagami came into the story. But Kagami was done so dirty. There are numerous videos about why Kagami deserves better. Please go watch one of those, please. As a black person, I just kind of feel like I would be overstepping my boundaries talking about Kagami's character, because a lot of y'all felt that I did that when it came to me talking about Marinette, when I mentioned how Marinette is biracial, but she favors more of her white side than her Asian side. A lot of you guys took offense to that, and I do apologize. So I just told myself I'm not really going to speak up too much about like race and identity when it comes to the Asian characters within Miraculous Ladybug. I'm just gonna sit back and just listen to the people on how y'all feel about that. If I can find a good Kagami video that I've watched in the past, I will probably have that link down below. So back to Alya. Her character just feels really weird to me sometimes, as she does have her own arcs, but most of the time she's just there as like Marinette's sidekick. And I don't hate Marinette. I don't hate Marinette, okay? She's such a sweet girl. She's so sweet, but I just hate what the writers do to her. I'm like, y'all, why did y'all do that to Marinette? Why did y'all do that? Y'all made her creepy. I don't appreciate that, okay? I just hate what the writers have done to her. I prefer the version of Marinette that I made up in my head, where she doesn't have the shrine and all that stuff. And to be honest, I can say that for like most of the characters on this show. I don't really like what they do with them, because I really enjoy Julika, and I wish they would do more with her character instead of having her cry. Like, anyway, I mentioned that on my live. If you think Julika deserves better, comment down below. I genuinely want to know. Comment Julika deserves better if you think she deserves better, okay? Miraculous Ladybug is the cartoon community's Riverdale. Okay, it's so bad that it's good, and we can't look away. It's camp. It's a hot ass mess, and that's what keeps us watching. It's what keeps us invested in this series, okay? So thank you guys so much for watching this video. That concludes my Miraculous Ladybug rant. If you guys are interested in supporting me, the best way you can support me right now is checking out my web series. The first 2 episodes came out last week. Our red carpet special is out. Our pilot is out. You're gonna watch it for reference. Just know the pilot takes place after the episodes that are airing. This is our prequel series to it. New episode comes out this Friday. It's gonna be a bit of a sad one, so yeah. It's called The Progenies. Go follow us, please. All the links for The Progenies will be down below. Our website, our Instagram, playlist with everything in it, that will be down there. You guys want to know a way to support the channel, support the pirate shit, you guys can join me on Patreon. I do have a Patreon. Just type in harriyannahook, it should come up. My expensive tier is $5. My least expensive is $1. I offer exclusive behind the scenes content over there. You get sneak peeks of my book that I am currently writing that will be released in the late fall. And yeah, you get discounts for my store if you're on Patreon. And last but not least, don't forget to support The Progenies. The Progenies is a Descendants fan series. I mentioned that. Dang, I always say that for last. Merch. I have Progenies merch, by the way. That's what I meant to say. I have merchandise for The Progenies. I will have that link down below. I will have merch for everything. I have Powerpuff Girls merch. I have Descendants merch. I have Rugrats merch. I have Avatar: The Last Airbender merch coming out soon. Spoiler alert. Don't forget to follow me on everything at Harriyanna. I'm literally on every social media site. Okay, even Letterboxd, even Goodreads, I'm there. Love you guys. Thank you guys so much for watching, and have a good night. I'm tired of my neighbors. I'm sorry, y'all. It literally was raining all day, and now it stopped, and now people out here cutting grass. Anyway, y'all have a good night.
Powerpuff Girls will just blow your mind. Buttercup like villains 3 at a time. Bubbles will smile while kicking your butt, and Blossom will lead them out of their rut. Cherish and Powerpuff, 2 of a kind.